Good morning in the Americas, good evening in Asia, good afternoon in Europe and Africa. It's exactly 4 p.m. here in Nairobi, time for Citizen TV Briefs. My name is Jimmy Mbogo. Let's get you informed on some of the stories making headlines across the country. Now, transport and business activities were interrupted in Karatina town for the better part of Monday as business operators in the town barricaded the busy Nairobi-Nyeri highway to protest the fatal shooting of a businessman. It is alleged that Peter Mwangi, an administration police officer who was on night duty at a petrol station along the highway, shot the businessman 4 times following a heated argument, killing him instantly. The Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, says it has commenced investigation into the incident that has left the family of George crying for justice.
We were informed by saa 5 ya usiku. That's when we came with the mother and found it is true that my son was killed by the askari. He was only 40 years at the prime age. He has left behind the wife and the 2 children.
I'm very disappointed for the act that happened last night. I can't believe that my husband is no more, and I'm seeking justice for him. He didn't deserve to be shot. Justice for my husband.
Ni kijana mdogo ameajili watu wengi, na from jana saa 5:30 hatujawahi ona either ni senator, mbunge ama nani kwa hii Karatina town akielezea mambo ya huyo askari na mambo ya George mwenye aliuawa jana usiku. We need justice.
Sisi hakuna kitu walikuwa wanaulizana. Kuna mambo ya kuua mtu na kuulizana kweli? Kuna mambo ya kuulizana na mtu ya kuua mtu? Sasa ile kitu tunataka sisi ni haki. Tunataka haki ya George. Huyo askari alikuwa mlevi.
A very unfortunate incident there. Our deepest condolence to the family. Now, moving on, President William Ruto has disbursed a total of 258 million shilling startup capital for the youth under the Nyota program. The event held at Kasarani Stadium brought together youth from Nairobi, Kajiado and Kiambu counties, with President Ruto telling off opposition leaders who have raised questions on the Nyota funds. The president further urged the youth to channel the monies to their businesses and use their new enterprises in creating jobs for others.
Ukitoka hapa leo tutafuatana na wewe. Tutakufuata tujue hiyo biashara umeenda kufanya inafanya vipi. Tutafuatana na wewe tujue ya kwamba vijana hoye. Yes. Allah. Kwani mnafikiri hata tunawachana leo? Mambo bado. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Tutaambatana na wewe. Tujue hiyo biashara yako inaendelea namna gani. Tutakusaidia namna gani. Kama iko na matatizo, tutakusaidia kurekebisha namna gani. Mpaka biashara yako ifaulu, ndio tuachane na wewe. Vijana hoye. Tunaelewana? So this is not just about money. This is about young people and their future.
We support you and we will help you to deliver on a vision of a more empowered and more inclusive Kenya, which puts young people at the front line of our nation building. Rais Ruto aendelee na hii mradi. Hii mradi ya Nyota iendelee isiendelee. Mradi ya Nyota iendelee isiendelee. Na mimi nikiwaangalia, mimi naona vile rais amefanya hii mambo ambayo tunafanya leo hapa na kuendelea mbele. Mimi naona kama nyinyi mnasema ni mbwekse. Ni mbwekse si mbwekse. Ni mbwekse si mbwekse. Wacha nione mbwekse ya Rais William Ruto. Mbwekse, 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 mbwekse.
Now, Justice Nduma Nderi, the presiding judge, Judicial Review and Labor Rights Division, has called for the enactment of laws to guide the digital economy space where most Kenyans are finding their niche. Appearing before the Judicial Service Commission interview panel, Justice Nderi says the law will be key in protecting Kenyans who are employed online whenever there is a dispute. Another candidate who appeared before the panel was Lady Justice Lynette Mumo, who called for the independence among the three arms of government to reduce the tension witnessed time and again.
Commissioner, there's a critical need to legislate around these issues. But when cases which come before us clearly deserve our attention because of their nature and how they grossly impact the rights of the persons affected, we will be called upon and basically, as I said, looking around the world and the decisions which have been made, like Uber cases have been made all over the world now. So it's actually no longer a new area. Uber, there's been litigation in America, in Australia, everywhere on Uber. So we have actually good guidance from precedents all over to help us determine those relationships which are not visible. They're out there.
There should be reduction in tension for the judiciary, because the judiciary is usually the last port of call. I think we should, as far as possible, allow the other arms of government to do their work and do their processes to the end, because we also know that we can undo what they have done. Because I think the tension comes where we interject in the middle before they finish their process.
And away from that to education matters, where as Form 1 admission continues across the country, more students remain stranded. In Emmanuel Village, Demesi sublocation in Sabatia constituency, David Kidagisa, who has been placed to join Chevakali High School, now faces the risk of losing the chance to join the school. David, who had been abandoned by his biological parents and left under the care of his grandmother, Salome Vuguza, cannot raise the fees to pursue his dream. He has twice walked to Chevakali High School in a desperate attempt to plead for his admission slot to be preserved, with the hope that a well-wisher will sponsor his education.
And nimepata 51 points. Sina school fees, na sina uniform, na viatu. Sina mtu ambaye kunisaidia, yani sponsor. Alafu kisha baba naye alipotelea Mombasa, mama naye akatutupa, akasema hatutaki.
Nilikuwa napata ile za uzee, nikawa nasomesha hawa watoto za wazee, na leo limekuwa ni mbili, na mbili siwezi. Tunapata shilingi 2,000. Ni chakula tu. Kwa wanisaidia aende shule. Aende pale wameniita. Kwa kuwa mwalimu alisema hii nafasi yako ndio iko hapa. Akaambia niende tafuta nani ukuja haraka. Akarudi, sina mbele na nyuma.
Hasa sisi tunaomba tu serikali kama inaweza saidia huyu mtoto aende kusoma, atimize ndoto yake, kwa sababu shosho yake ni mzee, amemsomesha na pesa za uzee, na 2,000 iwezi somesha mtoto Chevakali.
And we definitely hope that someone will come through for David. Now moving on, a family in Ebubai village in Vihiga is in distress after their son went missing. The family says their 21-year-old son, Alex Malalu, a special needs student at Musitini School, disappeared in mysterious circumstances on Saturday while in the company of his mother on their way home from church. They say attempts to trace him have been futile and appeal to the police to help in finding his whereabouts.
Mtoto yangu alipotea kama ako kwa njia anatembea. Si kujua mahali alipatia njia ta. Nasikia mbaya kwa sababu huyo ni mtoto wangu wa kwanza. Ni yeye ananisaidia kazi kwa nyumba hii. Ninatafuta lakini sioni. Nilipika kwa polisi. Nilienda huko Makada, nilienda huko Mbale.
Alex Malalu ni mwanafunzi ambaye tunakaa naye shuleni vizuri, na wakati ripoti ilikuja ya kwamba hayuko na amepotea, tulisikitika sana. So tunaomba wahisani na wale ambao wako na heri njema, wakiona mtoto ambaye anaitwa Alex Malalu atujulishe ni mtoto ambaye anaweza jieleza jina na pahali ambapo anatoka. Tungependa tupate ripoti ndio shule iweze kufurahia.
Siku ya jana tukajaribu kutafuta huyo kijana, akasema ameona mwili, wamesikia mwili imetangazwa, tukaenda tukaangalia Mbale mochari, hatukupata kama ni yeye, tulipata ni mwingine. Kwa hivyo naomba tu kama kuna yeyote ambaye atamuona wasimudhuru, afadhali wapige simu.
Now, farmers and residents of Bungoma County have been urged to grow high-income crops that will enable them to earn better livelihoods. The residents have been urged to embrace the farming of sunflower and groundnuts as a way of increasing their income. Bungoma County Minister for Agriculture, Herbert Kibunguchi, says there is a ready and growing market for these crops, especially by oil manufacturing companies.
Na ofisa wetu Elvis kidogo ni nini? Pesa.
Sisi tunataka kuwahimiza wakulima wetu ingie kwa groundnuts na peanuts, ndio tutengeze haya mafuta kusaidia watu wetu. Tukifanya hivyo, bei ya mafuta itakuja chini kabisa. Na sisi kama department tuna support huu mradi kabisa, na tunataka tutembee pamoja, tusaidie wakulima wetu, ndio wakulima wafanye value addition, wapate pesa mfukoni, mwingine alisema pesa kwa M-Pesa.
To ensure that we have consistent raw materials, we figured it was good to have farmers grow the raw materials. That is how we began LOPAC. But it has grown into something different, something good that is very exciting for the West Bukusu, not only West Bukusu but Kenyans at large and every farmer.
From agriculture to innovation matters, where Principal Secretary for Science, Research and Innovation, Professor Shaukut Abdul Razak, has affirmed the government's commitment to support technology, research and innovation. According to the PS, technology and structured innovation can offer solutions for key sectors like agriculture, public service, cybersecurity and governance. The PS was speaking during a workshop to launch the mentorship and incubation program for Kenyan artificial intelligence AI innovators to be led by the National Intelligence and Research University. Under the incubation framework, innovators will receive structured technical mentorship, product refinement, support, ethical AI guidelines and commercialization insight to enable their solutions to move from concept to development.
We will have the national anthem.
In future, we are looking at the research reactors, we are looking at the solar, renewable energies, compatibility of this, so that we can be able to sort of propel this economy. There are certain things that we have to look at. There are areas in this country are predominantly drier areas. The technology that will be needed in arid and semi-arid area is completely different. How can we, for example, be able to use the scarce resource water much better by using drip irrigation, by monitoring sort of the climate mitigation, climate adaptation, and be able to use the technology in that space.
We are keen on extracting the broad potential of our innovators, which until now is not really fully exploited, and we want to give a chance to our youth. The incentive was, what can we as a university contribute to the broader issue of national